Ayman Khan here for Seconds Out with the one and only Johnny Nelson. Johnny, sir, we'll jump straight into it. Azim, Caroline Dubois as well, future superstars. Got to get through this weekend, but a bright future for them both.
Yeah, if Adam Azim's first opponent that he's fought that's unbeaten, and Nicaragua, and I think he's had 13 unbeaten fights. I think it's not just a test about going in there with a guy that's unbeaten, it's about how you mentally approach it. Will he be more cautious because he respects the record and the success of his Reyes? So that's number one. Number two, I think Adam does. I think this guy takes him longer than anybody has taken him, but I still think it goes inside the distance. Talent of Azim is ridiculous and gets the job done. Again, on a respectable level like Caroline Dubois is like Jekyll and Hyde. Outside the ring, she's meek, she's mild, she's respectful. As soon as you start talking about her fighting or her brother fighting, she turns vicious, punches through the opponent, good balance, good hand-foot-eye coordination. And I think you've got two stars on that. So you look at Adam, look at who's on the undercard. You've got Caroline, you've got Vidal Riley, Jamie TKV. These are on his undercard. You know, this guy's relatively a novice, he's a professional. But you know what? Potentially, he just tells you how far you can go. And they've had to take risks with him. They've had to pay to get the opponents in because he can't box anybody.
Oh, sorry. I thought you had more there. Just give me that breakdown. Johnny, moving away from this card, yesterday, Anthony Joshua versus Jermaine Franklin had the press conference. I thought it was quite interesting that Anthony Joshua said that money was his motivator. It's the first time we've ever kind of really seen him say that. Can you give me your thoughts on that and break down the fight with Jermaine Franklin?
Yeah, my thoughts are Anthony Joshua no longer cares what you or I think, so he's telling you whatever you want to hear. And trust me, he's like, I'll just tell them whatever they want. I don't care now about their opinion because he's seen a good and bad side of human nature. He's seen a good and bad side of the press. So he actually doesn't care. He's looked at the likes of Dylan White, Tyson Fury and so on, and he's said and done all these things, and he's felt as though they've got more love for them than him after he's been a straight shooter. So now he's thinking, I don't care what you think. So he'll say whatever you think, and if you're silly enough to believe him, I'm like, not my problem. I don't think he respects the press anymore, which is a good thing, because he has to think like that, so he's not watching to see what they say and what they do. Jermaine Franklin, is it a good opponent? Yeah. He's got to get his confidence back. He's got to get there. I feel sorry for Dylan White because Dylan White beat him and Dylan White still hasn't got the opportunity. But that's Dylan White's career. And but for AJ, I think this fight will show us his desire. So regardless of what he said in the press conference, he just showed now that there's a side of him that has developed. He's outgrown being worried about what you or I think, which is important and which is a good thing.
Johnny, he said when all is said and done, no one will remember him, no one will care about him. When all is said and done, will you consider him an elite level fighter?
He's right, but I'm not saying he won't care. He'll just be in the history books, and I'm quite sure that I've seen boxing for quite a while, and you go crazy about fights, you go there and watch him. Now he's thinking about himself. I love all that sort of stuff, what he's talking about himself, because it shows that there's a side to him that has grown up. He's had to find out the hard way, but he'll be remembered. But AJ, for what he's achieved and the time he's achieved it with the little ability he had, you know, starting professional at 18, you've got to give this boy credit, and that's the frustrating thing, and I'm quite sure that's contributing to him thinking, I don't care what you think.
Moving forward, someone you know very well, Brook, we saw a video being leaked, wasn't in the best of states. Would you like to see him return? It seems like he needs help right now.
No, I don't want to see him return. I want to see him get help. I want to see him get some stability in his life. I want to see him to exist away from boxing.
Roy Jones Jr. returns, Johnny.
He does, but and what? In what capacity? In how seriously it is? In reality, Roy Jones Jr. has got the expertise and knowledge to train fighters. You know, anything else outside of that, that's why he needs to consider that.
Interested in Tommy Fury versus Jake Paul?
Jake Paul, I think Jake Paul can fight. I think Jake Paul's not bad. I think Jake Paul will probably beat Tommy Fury. And Tommy Fury needs this more than Jake Paul does.
Johnny, we'll leave it there. You got to rush off to train. Appreciate you, brother.